Good morning, everybody. Welcome to CW Live. My name is Chris Webb, Head of Communications. Delighted to be joined on this bright and early on this Saturday morning by Andy Fury, National Officer. How are you doing, Andy?
Yeah, doing good. Thanks, Chris. Morning, everyone.
So good. Yeah. So obviously we're up a little bit early, but you're up, most of you, much earlier than this. Our post office members who are taking strike action. Early reports are, Andy, that the strike seems well supported. Is that the case in your view?
Phenomenally well supported. All report backs, the feedback from reps is that the members are solidly behind the dispute. Many Crown post offices closed across the UK. Not even management turned up to keep them open. So yeah, united, our membership is very strong. I'm delighted, actually.
Yeah, no, fantastic support. And I mean, it must be amongst the, I was saying this to Dave Ward, General Secretary, a week or so ago, that it must be one of the most loyal groups of trade union members in any union in the country. Always vote yes, always get behind the union. So, I mean, many of our members obviously will be watching either on a picket line, but probably, given it's a Saturday morning following on from the Jubilee weekend, probably more likely maybe watching it from home this morning, watching us. What would sort of your message to them be this morning in terms of like the need to just keep back in the union? We're going to get there, because obviously some members might be saying like, is this going anywhere? Are we going to win this dispute? Should we just take their offer? But they've still backed the union, so they might be a little bit nervous. What would your message to them be?
Yeah, look, our members are hardcore supporters of the union and the struggles that we're involved in over the years. But they've had to be hardcore because of the attitude of the post office. The post office keep on trying to kick them, and our members are not having it. They're standing up for themselves and defending themselves. So I think there's a resilience, and I believe our members will keep on going as long as necessary on this. Nick Reed, the CEO, in his recent what he calls 10 at 10 last week, was claiming that negotiations are ongoing. Well, that's news to me, because we're not in negotiations, but we would like to be in negotiations, and my door is open at any time to get around the bargaining table and thrash out a deal. We don't want to take strike action again, but we will if we have to. But we'd much sooner get a deal, and there has to be a deal. The solution to this dispute is a resolution that our members can get behind, that treats them with dignity and respect as key workers, and that's all they're asking for.
No, spot on, and that's exactly what they deserve, Andy. Both for their, ongoing loyalty to the post office, but more so exactly what they did to keep this country connected during the pandemic, as you've emphasised many times. So obviously, because on Monday we're off to Liverpool for the Royal Mail Group briefing. There's a lot going on around the union. Obviously, we've got the forthcoming ballot in Royal Mail Group. We've got an ongoing ballot about to start across BTE and Openreach. There's a lot going on in the union. How important is it for the whole union, and outside of that, the whole trade union movement, though, to get behind our post office members? And how much does it mean? For example, we were talking earlier in the week to the political team here at CW, and we were making sure that MPs were on picket lines. MPs were showing solidarity. How vital is it that the whole union gets behind our post office members?
Absolutely. It is vitally important that the CW as a family, a united family, supports our post office members. They might be a small group of workers, members within the CW, but they're vitally important. And I know that our postal constituency in particular will be supporting picket lines where they can, particularly on Monday, when we have the supply chain and admin strike. So, yeah, look, our members will be delighted to see colleagues, comrades, workmates from across the union join them on picket lines. And it is important to keep the focus and the emphasis and the spotlight on the post office, and make sure that everybody within the union knows that the post office is in dispute. Now, I imagine very quickly that our members in BT and Openreach and EE will also be in strike. And it's highly possible that unless we can get a breakthrough in the Royal Mail talks, that our Royal Mail members will also be on strike. So we've got a summer of discontent coming our way as a CWU, and that's got to resonate across the wider trade union and labour movement, and indeed with politicians in Westminster and beyond. Yeah. The spotlight is on workers and the crisis in the cost of living. people need a decent deal because they can't afford to live.
I think you're spot on, and a timely plug again to join us in 2 weeks today on the June 18th massive workers' rally in London. If you can get there, please do make every effort to do so. I suppose, Andy, obvious question would be, today post office members on strike, as you said. Monday we'll do another live because our supply chain and admin members are going to be out on strike. The question then is, what's the next step that you're proposing, the postal executives proposing for the members?
So we will seek to engage with the post office and seek to try and move things forward. We've got an offer of 2.5% and £500 lump sum for 2022. That's not good enough. The post office knows it's not good enough, and they know they're going to have to improve that offer, and I expect them to do so. Hopefully that will happen sooner rather than later. Hopefully it'll be a more respectful position that the post office adopts. We will consider further action, but we will also see what's going on elsewhere within our movement and elsewhere within the postal constituency. And we will, if where appropriate, coordinate with our Royal Mail members as well. And whilst they are separate disputes and there'll be separate resolutions and outcomes, there's no harm in workers across the postal constituency uniting together and taking action simultaneously. So there's every prospect the post executive will consider that and look to do that if appropriate. So we've got plans and we've got ideas, but that all depends on the attitude of the post office. And my message to the post office is get out of your head out of the sand and get real and wake up to what's going on in the world. And that is very much that there's a cost of living crisis, and our members deserve something much better than what they're being offered at the moment.
Spot on. I think one last, because I'm obviously recognising it's Saturday morning and people are busy and people are under lots and lots of pressure for lots of different reasons, and we really are sort of massively grateful for your support once again as post office members. A final message from you to our members, Andy?
Well, I think the first thing to say is that we as a leadership within the CW are very proud of our post office members. They are amazingly resilient. They are very, very determined people, and they are very, very loyal to the union, and they care about the customer and they care about the post office. But they know that the people at the top of the company are wrong uns. They know that they don't care about them. They're only interested in themselves, their bonuses, and getting brownie points wherever they can. My message to the members is thank you, but be determined to go again if necessary, and we won't hesitate to do that. But we'll be sensible about it. We're responsible. We understand that it's tough on people, so we will do further action when necessary at key times where we can cause maximum disruption at minimum cost to our members. And of course, we're going to do our best to get this out into the press and media and campaign politically as well. So there's many facets to our campaign. It's not just strike action. There's other activities going on as well. So thanks very much, everybody. We are proud of you, and we are grateful for the sacrifice you are making. And we know that this will deliver ultimately. Unfortunately, we might have to go again, but that's down to the post office. And if the post office want to do a deal, my challenge to them is let's get round the bargaining table and sort this out once and for all.
Spot on. So firstly, thank you to Andy joining us on a bright and early on a Saturday morning. More so though, thank you to all our members who are back in the strike today. It means a massive amount to the union, and it will help deliver ultimately a positive settlement for you all. So stick with the union and enjoy the rest of the weekend, everyone.